Street Talk! Yeah!
Welcome to Street Talk. I am your host, Jason, and this is for Sunday, February the 1st. Well, it's finally here. We brought in the NFL season this way. We're going to take it out the same way. The official Street Talk toilet paper roll holder. Super Bowl Sunday, New England Patriots versus the Seattle Seahawks. Well, finally the game's here. I think we've had so much talk about Deflategate and Marshawn Lynch not giving interviews and this and that, barely talking about the game. I think if I heard the letters PSI one more time, I was going to throw myself off a roof. But finally, the game is here. And let's break it down. Well, we might be on the verge of betting history. The smallest line ever in a Super Bowl has happened a few times. I think the last time was in 1991. Is a single point. One team being favored by 1 point over the other team. This has a chance to close at Pregame. It would be the first time ever in betting history that the Super Bowl was exactly even. Depending on where you shop, I have seen New England up to minus 2 point favorite, but I have seen a lot of them at Pregame. So we'll have to see where the official line is drawn right before kickoff. Looking at statistics, defensively, we know all about Seattle's defense. Third in the NFL versus the rush, but sort of under the radar, unheralded, New England ninth versus the rush. So that bodes sort of well, especially going against that Seattle rushing attack. Passing, we know all about the Legion of Boom. We know all about Seattle first in the league versus the pass. Meanwhile, New England only 17th in the league versus the pass. On offense, as I mentioned, Marshawn Lynch, a talented running attack. Seattle first in the league, but not just first by a long shot. They are 25 yards per game more than the team in second place. New England, 18th in the league with the run. That has improved in the second half after they got LeGarrette Blount, plus Jonas Gray had the big game, so that it's gotten better over time, but still overall for the year, 18th. Meanwhile, in the passing offense, Seattle 27th in the league, New England 9th. So we're really going to have strength versus strength here, weakness versus weakness. Interesting note, New England has allowed the third most yards to tight ends in the league. Now that doesn't necessarily bode great for Seattle because their tight ends are Luke Wilson, etc. They don't have that maybe home run hitter of Jimmy Graham or Rob Gronkowski. But speaking of Rob Gronkowski, Seattle has allowed the fourth fewest yards to tight ends in the league. Now here's the caveat. When throwing to tight ends in the end zone, Seattle has allowed 11 touchdowns versus only 2 interceptions. Meanwhile, when opposing quarterbacks throw to either wide receivers or running backs, Seattle has allowed only 6 touchdowns versus 11 interceptions. So while they don't give up a lot of yards, it does seem like when teams get close in the red zone, tight ends can take advantage of that vaunted Seattle secondary. Special teams wise, New England pretty good, really solid actually. Stephen Gostkowski's only missed 2 field goals the entire year, and their punter Ryan Allen has the 11th best net yards punting. So that's going to be important because we don't want to give, I'm sure neither team wants to give the other one a short field to work with. Seattle not quite as good, still solid, but their punting is only 21st in the league as far as net yards. Kickoff return, neither team great. Patriots 23rd in the league, Seattle all the way down to 30th in the league. So neither team's really breaking the game open with kickoff returns. Now, the Patriots do have Julian Edelman. He has come up with some really solid punt returns this year and in the playoffs. Will that type of play turn the tide of the game? Remains to be seen. Looking at DVOA, it's a Football Outsiders term, defense adjusted value over the average. So what essentially this does was takes every play and measures every single play and how that team performed versus an average. And what they came up with especially when they weight it for the second half of the season, it should be the closest Super Bowl in history. It has the Patriots favored by 50.5%. So we're really talking about splitting hairs here. Should be a great game, which of course you know what that means. It's probably going to be a 56-7 blowout, but I digress. Well, we've had what? Dogs pick the game. We've had cats. I think we had an orangutan. I think I saw a penguin pick the game, an octopus. Madden Simulation, which has been right 8 out of the last 11 years and did pick the Patriots. But still, these statistics, it seems to be going up in the air. Who knows what's going to happen? One last thing to look at. I took a look at the odds for winning the MVP. Now, this doesn't necessarily tell you the winner, but if we just go over time, there's only been one person in NFL history to win the MVP from a losing team. The person with the best odds to win the MVP, Tom Brady, plus 180. Second best odds, Russell Wilson, Seattle quarterback, plus 350. So I thought that was pretty interesting that Brady had that much of a lead over Wilson. Well, the moment we've all been waiting for, my pick for the Super Bowl 49 champion, your New England Patriots. I could be wrong. Who knows? This game lends itself to, at least statistically speaking, to be an incredible game. That's what I'm going for the green. New England Patriots. I hope you guys enjoyed breaking down the NFL this year on Street Talk. We're still going to continue, of course. But for those of you who are out there going to be jonesing for some football, a couple of good news, especially if you follow college football. Signing days right around the corner. And one of the more intriguing offseason stories is going to be, where does Braxton Miller, the Ohio State quarterback, end up? Now, he injured his leg last year before the season. So is he going to transfer this year, or is he going to stick with Ohio State and see how if he changes position, how the season's going to play out? I did just get word from my producers that I can cross promote this. So why not? Anybody that's still out there jonesing for a little football action, me and a few fellow streakers, we put together a website called whereshouldbraxtongo.com. Check it out. It's still got a little bit of tweaks, but go ahead, feel free to check it out. Leave us a comment. Tell us what you think. We're going to follow the journey of where Braxton Miller ends up, which school, how will it change the national title picture. Just going to be a fun website. Like I said, leave us a comment. Tell us what you think, or tweet at us, follow us on Twitter, whichever one you want. Regardless, thanks for this entire NFL season. We're going to keep it going with Street Talk, but no more football until, I guess, August maybe. Hope you guys enjoy it. We'll see you next time on Street Talk.